Lesson 7, it's not just about the food. So we went over the full nutrition hierarchy. So consistency, you have to be able to do it every day, or at least more often than not. Calorie balance, you got to understand how much you need, how much to take in, where you're slipping, where it can slip, where the danger points are for you. Macros, you got to understand how much protein to get, and then carbs and fat, make sure it serves you. Food quality, we want to make sure we're getting as many nutrients per calorie as possible so that we stay full and feel our best. And then timing, time those meals appropriately so you have nice steady energy all day, and we get rid of that mental clutter of reacting to being hungry instead of having a plan and that mental freedom. So the SANE pillars, it's not just about what you eat, it's about how you live. You already sleep, move, eat, and think. I'm here to help you be intentional. We got the triangles. We just went through the full nutrition one. Look forward to the sleep, activity, and evaluation ones. But these are the fundamentals, the foundations, level 1 nutrition. So how does nutrition and sleep work together? So sleep is, we don't want to play life on hard mode, because poor sleep increases cravings, especially for sugar and carbs, comfort. Okay, because if you don't sleep well, you're uncomfortable, you're stressed, and so you want to seek comfort. Food is the quickest dopamine hit we can get to throw some salty, sugary goodness in our mouth, and then boom, you got to hit a dopamine, and the day's not as bad because you are sleepy, but at least you got a sweet treat out of it. Hunger hormones go up, discipline goes down. It's a lot harder to be disciplined when you're tired. You're more emotional, which means you're more impulsive and reactive, which isn't helpful when you're trying to make good decisions and work towards goals. And sleep is your recovery system. Without it, everything feels harder. When you're tired, you are playing life on hard mode. Sleep action step, we're going to bring bedtimes back. So we're going to figure out when you have to wake up, and we're going to back up 9 hours. Take out your phone right now, because if you don't do it now, you're not going to do it later, and you need a bedtime. I promise. This is going to anchor everything else you do. This is probably the most impactful action you could take from this whole nutrition thing, because when you wake up and you have time in the morning, you can set your whole day up from there. But so whenever you wake up, let's say it's 6 a.m., you have to wake up at 6 a.m. We're going to back up 9 hours. So 10 p.m. will be 8 hours. 9 p.m. is 9 hours from 6 a.m. Your alarm's going to go off, and it's going to be some kind of tone that gets your attention, something that you're not used to, something that you're going to tell everyone around you, like, hey, this is my bedtime alarm. This is when I'm going to start winding down to get ready for bed. And then you have an hour to do all of the things that you need to finish up and do before you go to sleep. And then you're going to be in bed and asleep at the time that you actually need to be asleep, not, oh yeah, I wake up at 6 every day and I go to bed at 10. But really, it's you get in bed, or you start thinking about bed at 10, and then you sit and scroll on your phone for half an hour. You take longer than you thought to get in bed, and by the time you're actually asleep, it's 11:30. It's not serving you. So non-negotiable, you need 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, which I'll talk more about sleep in the future. But if you're not getting at least 7 to 9 hours, even if you think you work great on 6, you're lying to yourself. Get 7 to 9 hours consistently, and you will have a better quality of life. So quality sleep drives your quality of living and how you show up for others. So it's not just about you, it's how you show up to everyone else. And they did a study, and regardless of what was going on in people's lives, the better their sleep was, the better their perceived quality of life was. So sleep matters a lot. Activity, movement equals freedom. So here's a picture of all the Black Goat fitnessers having a great time, all of them enjoying their fitness. How activity affects your nutrition. So exercise improves how your body uses food, especially carbs. More muscle equals more flexibility in your diet and better energy, because you get to eat more over the long term if your muscles and activity levels are higher, especially more carbs, which everyone wants to eat more carbs. Movement supports digestion, hormones, and hunger signals, and your mental health. So we really want to move. It's good for everything. Just move. Okay, do something. More activity equals more nutritional freedom. You don't earn your food, you teach your body how to use it. So we're not talking about more nutritional freedom in the sense that you get to eat more because you get to work out. It's that now your food is actually working for you instead of just consuming it and then feeling bad about it for whatever reason that we have some kind of this guilt built into us around food. And we want to get rid of that completely. Activity action step. Your body's made to move. We need to move it. 8,000 steps per day. That's a minimum. Okay. So what can you do? If you're only getting 2,000 right now, don't shoot for 8,000. Shoot for 3,000 for like a week or two, and then 4, and then 5, and then move your way up, and then keep doing it. Steps are the only form of exercise directly tied to fat loss. And I put it like that to, one, get your attention, and two, because you burn the same amount of calories if you run a mile or if you walk a mile. Now, running a mile is faster, so you burn more calories less time. But walking a mile, if I told you to run a mile every single day, just let that sit with you for a second, run a mile every single day, or if I told you to go walk a mile every single day, which one do you think you could keep doing? Probably the walking, which means over a long enough time horizon, you're going to burn a lot more calories from walking than you will from running. And then there's all the mental health side effects, or benefits, not side effects, benefits from walking, especially if you're doing it outside, and all of these other great things. So just start walking more. If you're walking a lot now, great for you, but just be consistent. We're looking for 3 workouts per week. Now, we will dive more into the activity pillars in the future, but those 3 workouts need to include strength training and cardio. I'm a big fan of the group fitness classes because those tend to combine strength training and cardio together. So show up, push hard, and recover well, and just show up minimum 3 times a week. And that's all you need to really see consistent, good results. And then use your fitness for fun. Hike, play, explore. Your body's built for it. One of my favorite things when I'm working with people is people who used to be active, who used to do a lot of activities when they were younger. And then whether it was an injury or they just stopped doing it, or maybe they just gained weight and they couldn't do it anymore. But when they say they hate running and then they lose some weight and they get stronger and then they go for a run again and they're like, oh my gosh, I actually like running. It's amazing because your body's made to do it and it wants to do it. It just can't do it when it's not equipped to do it. So let's get you back to using your body for fun, and you will forever be rewarded for it. So when it comes to activity and your nutrition, it has very little to almost nothing to do with your metabolism. We already talked about what actually burns calories in your day. It's your movement. So keep moving. Evaluation. So evaluation is your internal compass. It keeps you aimed at your goals, even when life gets messy. So evaluation is what holds everything together. Okay, it keeps your decisions aligned with your goal. It connects your sleep, activity, and nutrition so you can adjust, not abandon when things go wrong. When you pause to reflect and evaluate your situation, you make progress on purpose. Without evaluation, everything else just slowly, quietly falls apart. You need some kind of metric to know, am I on the right path? How do I measure this? How do I know what direction I'm going in? And it doesn't have to be something you have to obsess over. We just need to stick to these fundamentals. So evaluation, action step, daily self check-in. And this is just between you and you. You don't have to write this down. You can if you want to. But these are things that you need to be asking yourself. So first, honesty. Am I being honest with myself today? And that's big and small things. There's a ton of little lies we tell ourselves on a daily basis to get through the day, and just start pointing them out to yourself. You don't need to do anything about it. Just, oh, that was one there. That was weird. Why did I do that? You'll notice that that happens a lot more than you think. So let's start to get some awareness there. Responsibility. Did I own my actions and outcomes? This one's big because I can't eat the food for you. I can't go to sleep for you. I can't do the workouts for you. I can't tell you how to think. You're the only one who is responsible for your actions. Now, things happen to people in their lifetimes that are terrible, hard, easy, whatever. You are responsible for how you react to that and the outcomes of your reactions. And so we need to take responsibility for the things we are doing. Accountability. Did I follow through on what I said I'd do? Now, this is what coaches do. They are external accountability. They're getting paid to keep you accountable to your goal and guide you on how to get there. So accountability internally is you telling yourself to do something, you do it, or external, having someone else tell you to do it and help you. That's just a quick breakdown. Feelings, did I act for my goals or my mood? Now, feelings are important. You should always have someone you talk to. You should always have ways to express in healthy ways your emotions and things going on. But you cannot let your feelings dictate your actions. That is how you start moving away. Your mood, your feelings change from the second you wake up 50 billion times during the day. And if every decision you make is a reaction to a feeling, that's a guaranteed way to not make progress. So we need to act for our goals because you can still do the workout, you can still eat the food, you can still go to bed on time if you're in a bad mood or having a bad day. You can still do the things. You might be grumpy, but you can still do it. So feelings are important, but you can't let them dictate your actions. Evaluation is not about judgment. It's about making sure your actions match your goals, because that is a huge mental health win with, the step you are taking is in the direction towards this bigger, more important goal in front. Recap how it all works together. So sleep, you need to set a bedtime alarm. If you didn't do it already, I'm disappointed. Not mad, just disappointed. Set your bedtime alarm 9 hours before you need to be awake. It'll change your life. Tell everyone in your household, hey, this goes off. I'm going to start winding down for bed. it'll be great. You can pick a few things that you need to do, brush your teeth, take dogs out, whatever. Set the bedtime alarm. Activity, we're aiming for 8,000 steps a day, or just more than you're doing now. And we're looking for 3 strength and cardio sessions a week. Now, functional fitness classes typically combine them. That's why I emphasize those so much. They're just the best thing you could do, especially if it's a well-run one. Blackout Fitness, huge shout out. Minimum 3 strength and cardio sessions a week where you can actually push yourself. And then evaluation. The goal here is to learn, which learning means you will make mistakes, and only you can do these things for you. So you need to start doing them, no matter how big or small. Just take the smallest action. You took 2,000 steps yesterday, you're going to take 2,200 today, something. And you need to learn what you can do to make it better for you, and how can you actually make this work for you. And that's what coaches do, is that we take all this information and we help you apply it to your life. Because if you were here, you've probably looked online before of how do I get in shape? How do I eat right? How do I whatever? You need to be able to apply that stuff to your life. So hopefully the way this stuff is being broken down, it's simple enough that you can start taking little things away and start practicing it. You're not going to do it perfectly. There is no perfect. Just start applying one little thing at a time, learn from it, and move on. And before we move on, what is the most impactful action you can take today? If you didn't set your bedtime alarm, I highly recommend that one. But go ahead and leave this in the comments. And yeah, that's the end of the section of kind of bringing it all together. The only thing left, lesson 8, is to recap everything we learned, because it feels like there was a fire hose of information, and I want to make sure that you have everything you need to take away.